BRS leader K. Kavitha has walked out of jail with tears in her eyes after Supreme Court granted her bail in the Delhi excise policy case. Top court granted bail in both CBI and ED cases against her. Kavitha said that there is vindictive agenda against her and she will fight it legally. She is the second politician to be granted bail in the case after Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia. Earlier, the Supreme Court had questioned the Enforcement Directorate and CBI's fairness as they investigate opposition politicians and others in this matter.
They were always tough. We are fighters. We will fight it out legally. We will fight it out politically. We were always tough. By sending us to jail illegally, they have only made BRS and KCR's team unbreakable.
Uma Sudhir is joining me on the phone line. So, a lot of tears there. We are seeing K. Kavitha hug her son, her husband, and her brother is very much in attendance, Mr. KTR. What next for her politically, Uma?
One, of course, is the legal battle will certainly continue, but politically, the BRS is on the back foot here in Telangana, and her brother in the last few weeks is, of course, the working president of the party, has been very aggressively taking on the role of an opposition party here. Of course, they ended up with only 39 MLAs, and Lok Sabha election they drew a blank, and yet K.T. Ramarao as well as his cousin Harish Rao have been, holding up the flag of the BRS, behaving like a party that really counts. And that has, in a sense, infused some amount of confidence in those who were, in fact, deserting the party and moving over to the Congress. In fact, in the last few weeks, we have not heard of anyone cross over at all. And that, I think, is a result also of this kind of an aggressive stance that KTR has taken. And I would reckon that Kavitha would also slip into that same role as well. But before that, of course, today, a very emotional reunion for Kavitha with her family members. As you mentioned, her son was there, her husband was there, Harish Rao, her cousin, was there, and also K.T. Ramarao, her brother, was there. They were since morning waiting for her release, and after the orders came, much more relaxed, but still she's coming home after more than 5 months. So March 15 is when she was picked up by the Enforcement Directorate here from her home in Hyderabad, and subsequently the CBI also arrested her on April 11 from Tihar jail itself. And what the court said today, that is something that was certainly is very significant in some ways, I would think, because the trial court had rejected her bail in May, and then subsequently the High Court also rejected her bail on July 1, and the single judge bench had in fact mentioned, saying that she's a woman with influence and she could influence witnesses. They spoke about her being educated and sophisticated, and those are the very comments which the Supreme Court in fact took objection to, and the two-judge bench in fact spoke about those comments as being rather perverse interpretation, and said that women will be entitled to the benefits that they are allowed under Section 45 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and said that that is a misdirected kind of interpretation that the law had been given, and therefore Kavitha, since the investigation is already over and the charge sheet has also been filed, the court saw no reason to continue to keep her in jail, and that's why the bail was given to her in both the Enforcement Directorate case as well as the CBI case.
All right, Uma, thank you so much. Remember, K. Kavitha has been in jail since March over alleged corruption and money laundering charge in connection with the Delhi liquor policy case. And after 5 months, today she walked out of jail.